Hey there, and welcome into Cronkite Sports Now. Now, I know it's Cyber Monday, but stay on this tab for just a few minutes, and then you can get back to your holiday shopping. Today on Cronkite Sports Now, ASU football wins big to claim the Territorial Cup, while big changes come to the Sun Devils coaching staff. And we take you to Tempe for a Cardinals recap. These stories and more coming your way on Cronkite Sports Now. We're into the final week of shows. I'm Rob Warner. Let's get started with a bang. That bang was certainly felt in the Valley of the Sun for Hate Week. Rivalries highlighted college football's weekend, but here in Arizona, it's an even different animal. Arizona State defeated Arizona 24-14 in the Territorial Cup on Saturday night. ASU's win brought jubilation throughout the program, but it was followed by some less positive news. Offensive coordinator Rob Likens, wide receivers coach Charlie Fisher, and tight ends coach Donnie Yantis have all been let go and will not coach in the team's bowl game. Offensive line coach Dave Christensen and running backs coach Sean Aguano will share offensive play calling duties for the bowl. It was intense, loud, and rocking in Sun Devil Stadium for the 93rd Duel in the Desert. The star of the game, it was clear. It was all about Eno Benjamin. 2 touchdowns, 168 yards rushing, and the Bob Moran MVP award. Memorable for sure if that was in fact his final game for ASU. Arizona really couldn't get into an offensive rhythm all night, and Khalil Tate, well, he threw 3 picks, 2 hauled in by Jack Jones. And for the Sun Devils, really keeping their emotions in check was key in finishing this one the right way.
I'm glad it didn't get away from either team with the emotions of this game. I viewed some college football today, and when these rivalry games take place, a lot of emotions come out, and you see bad football. You really do, and it takes away from the game, because that's what people put on television. I know, I worked on television. They show that rather than the game, you know, the fights and all the pushing and the shoving. And ours was pretty clean for the most part.
ASU concluded the regular season at 7-5 overall, 4-5 in conference play, good for 3rd in the Pac-12 South. Now the team awaits its bowl destination, but we do have an idea of which games the Sun Devils could be playing in. We think it'll be between the Holiday Bowl, the Red Box Bowl, and the Sun Bowl. ASU played in the Las Vegas Bowl a season ago and the Sun Bowl back in 2017. The Sun Devils have to see what happens in the Pac-12 South in the Pac-12 championship game between Utah and Oregon. A Utes win might send them into the playoffs, which would impact where the Sun Devils end up. The Arizona Cardinals were hit brutally hard yesterday. 34-7 at home against a Rams team that was embarrassed last week on Monday Night Football by the Ravens. Arizona has now lost 5 straight, but as Kyler Murray said, this one seemed to be about a lack of effort.
They obviously came out with more energy than us. They wanted it more, and they played harder than us, and can't do that against a good team. You know, you get beat like that, and obviously nobody in this building or part of this team, you know, wants to feel like that, because it's, you know, it's not a good feeling. So, and I know we're better than that, and we got another opportunity next Sunday. For me personally, I didn't do a good job of sitting in there and, you know, just, you know, trusting it today, just because maybe because of the pressure, but next week I'll be better.
The Cardinals had 2 weeks to get ready for this game after a bye, while LA had just 5 days. For more on the game, we head now to Cardinals headquarters to hear from Scotty Gange.
To properly illustrate how poorly the Cardinals played yesterday, I could go on a tangent and tell you how they only had 81 yards in total offense through the first 3 quarters, were down 34-0 in the 4th, or how Kyler Murray got sacked 6 times, but I'm not going to do that. Because today's Cyber Monday, so we're going to let the internet help us out, as the NFL uses YouTube to post extended highlights from every single game. And in the Rams-Cardinals extended highlights, it was 8 minutes and 23 seconds in total. The Cardinals owned just 54 seconds. 54 seconds, I actually timed it, of those highlights. And about 12 of those were an Andy Lee punt. Now, Jared Goff, who passed for 424 yards, was all over the highlight tape. And when you look at the Cardinals with the worst passing defense in the NFL, changes are bound to happen. And that's exactly what did happen this morning, as yet another veteran defenseman was released this morning. Tremaine Brock, who's played in 10 of 12 games this season for the Cardinals, was cut. Now, in a season full of excitement over young players like Kyler Murray, youthful coaches like Cliff Kingsbury, it hasn't been so kind to the guys that have been around for a while. Hassan Reddick is on the bench. DJ Swearinger was cut earlier this season, and Brock this morning. Now, with 5 straight losses and a 3-8-1 record, the Cardinals don't have much to play for, except for a better spot in the upcoming NFL Draft. From Tempe, Scotty Gange, Cronkite News.
With 1 win in their last 7 games, the Suns have taken a hit since their hot start. As they look to regain some of their early season shine, the team is in Charlotte to face off with the Hornets tonight. Point guard Ricky Rubio says he knows one thing the Valley boys can do to turn it around on the road.
We gotta trust the system. And, we do it when it works, but we don't do it when sometimes doesn't feel our way, and that's not trusting the system. And I think everybody gotta be in the same page, like we did tonight. We show two different teams, and we gotta decide which team we want to be.
There's a new league that's taking an initiative in the world of professional swimming, giving swimmers the chance to compete year-round, make a living, and gaining attention from advertisers worldwide. Kirsten Corns from our LA Bureau has the story.
Every 4 years, for a little over a week, the sport of swimming airs in households around the world in support of the Olympic Games. But why is it that although some swimmers have the same amount of talent as NBA, MLB, or even NFL players, they receive 1,000 times less money? That is why the first ever global professional swim league, known as International Swimming League, has been created.
The main reason why ISL was developed is to provide more opportunities to our athletes, and obviously to bring the exposure of our sport into a mainstream. Right now, we get the attention every 4 years during the Olympic Games for that 1 week, and maybe a few months afterwards for those that were successful at the games. But afterwards, it's pretty much back in the dark for 3.5 years.
The league itself consists of 8 teams, all of equal gender, 12 women and 12 men, with 75% of the members proudly calling themselves Olympic champions and world record holders, such as World Championship medal holder Kendall Stewart.
And up until this point, it's been pretty difficult to continue racing to earn a living for yourself post NC2A graduation, especially if you haven't, earned an Olympic medal yet. And I think that ISL is exciting because it is just scratching the surface on what professional swimming can be.
In 2019, ISL became the first professional swim league to have athletes compete for the ultimate prize, money. Teams in Europe and the United States compete for points just as much as they try to improve individual times. Now, there are 6 preliminary races here and overseas, ending with the championship finals in Las Vegas this coming December. How many people can say they're the best in the world at what they do? That is why they deserve to be making a living from it.
I've been swimming my entire life, and now I have a really awesome opportunity to swim professionally and to be able to literally support myself just doing something that I've always loved.
By introducing a media-friendly format and bringing an entertainment component to swimming, ISL promotes not only gender equality, but equal pay amongst their athletes.
Beautiful women, my gosh, they are awesome. And the guys, of course, they're awesome. So it's like bringing them together in this kind of setting. One of my favorite things is just watching these guys warm up, how smooth they look in the water.
ISL is setting the bar. This is how it should be, and I think that that's significant in itself. Like you said, equal pay, equal opportunities for men and women should be that way in everything.
The measure of our sport, a measure is the same thing. It's you go up the pool and down the pool, and your time is the measure. It's the same for men and women, and so there shouldn't be any tilting of the playing field. It's the same thing.
Worldwide, viewers will have the chance to watch the sport of swimming grow. For Cronkite Sports, I'm Kirsten Corns.
ISL's goal is to grow a global audience toward the sport of swimming through the help of sponsors and networks. And with more viewers, they hope for more success for these talented swimmers. Sun Devil legend and 3-time Waste Management Phoenix Open champion Phil Mickelson will be skipping this season's tournament as he's opted to play in the Saudi International Tournament, which takes place the same weekend. Also taking a pass to the golf stop in Scottsdale, who usually make their way to the Valley, is the world #1 ranked golfer Brooks Koepka, as well as Patrick Reed. That's a wrap on Monday's edition of Cronkite Sports Now. For Arizona sports stories from around the Valley, visit Cronkite Sports tab on arizonasports.com. And as always, for top Arizona news stories, head over to our website at cronkitnews.azpbs.org. And be sure to tune in tonight at 5 on Arizona PBS for our nightly newscast. Hey, I promised you we'd be quick, and now you can get back to that shopping. On behalf of the entire Cronkite Sports Now crew, thanks so much for joining us all semester long. Special thanks to our producers, Claudia Faust and Sean Kilday. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place.